And we're into the server. Thanks for bearing with us there, folks. And we are underway. ECSTATIC versus Falcons. So you can jump out to an early lead here on Vertigo. It's ECSTATIC's pick, but as you said before, Alan, though it's been a weaker map of late, Falcons used to quite like the situation here on Vert. See if they can get back to it. It's a full bunch outside the B steps. It seems like they're expecting some aggression, and well, Maka might be giving it to them. NBK and Maka playing together here. A player relatively close in mid can rotate over. And actually, there's a third player here, Haji. So they've got all the bodies on the scene. And now, here comes the hit. Here comes the execution. Who's going to start to get the kills? 1-2 for the Falcons. Looking good. Maka's in a rough spot. Needs to reload, but he's been able to do so. And it's just left the Kraken. Kraken overwhelmed. Lots of bodies coming his way. Lucky not to get knifed there.
Yeah, a bit awkward at the end, but ECSTATIC, they chose to hit B. They didn't know it was stacked. Nothing they could have done. The only thing I might say, Mike, is why not at least show a little bit of presence elsewhere on the map? Or try and bait them into pushing. I don't know why Falcons would push when, you know, there's probably a guy A seeing everything. They're calling nothing's mid. It's a little bit telegraphed, So, yeah, maybe, I mean, they had all the nades to do a nice B exec, but maybe a bit of a tweak on how they open it.
Gotta say, not sure I'm a fan of their tag in the HUD.
Can we please have some vowels?
Oh, here it goes. Python striking. Oh, the Constrictor chokes them on out. Misita will get 2 with the SMG as well, so that's a little bit of cash made up. And barely a bullet of damage taken back the other way. So that round is a complete punt. Nothing doing in it. 2 rounds, 2 B takes, 2 complete lacks of success. Now the guns will come out, and ECSTATIC will get to show us what they actually want to do on this map. Because to this point, well, we haven't really seen much.
Not this lineup. I have in the past watched a lot of the old lineup, and they got their options. They're like a good fast mid take if they think it's open. But it remains to be seen how this team is going to have their sort of playbook this early into the life cycle. Haji says, I'm getting fast down yellow. I'm going to play aggressive and a lot of control for his name at the moment.
Nice little bit of spam just to make sure a player can't have crept into that corner. A re-smoke on it as well. ECSTATIC playing much more of a default here. Expecting perhaps some aggression from the Falcons. And it's not an unreasonable bet based on what we've seen in that first round and what we're seeing here on the A round. And Falcons are burning their util quick. Not really haven't seen much of anything at all. They are dumping the nades down A ramp to try and avoid giving it up. Now the execute's going to start to come in from ECSTATIC. That flash isn't going to catch. But Haji's just waiting, begging someone to come up here and test him. He's lost NBK. That could be bad. That could be bad. Kraken's worked his way into the corner. Are they going to expect this timing? Everything. They may have overlooked Haji entirely. Oh, he's just slipped past. They have no idea. He pulls the trigger early. 1, 2, not going to get more. Panic switches there, and it's all falling apart. It's all just down to Python. Queenix and Brazza are low. It could be something. Oh, there's one. The second as well. Down to just the one last player, and Python's got it. What a way to strike. Python keeps it in control.
What a recovery, and ECSTATIC is the same story earlier on. They're so telegraphed. Falcons had 3 players there. It was just a virtue of clean entries from ECSTATIC that made that what should have been a clean afterplan, but Python says no. The young gun, probably a little bit unknown to a lot of the viewership base. I don't know, 6 to 8 months ago, but now making a name for himself, and many more players like that, and maybe he'll be due a bit of a pay rise, I dare say.
Maybe. That was a huge 3K. I mean, yes, they lined up the first 2, stacked up, but you got to think about how few bullets he had remaining there. Couldn't miss that final spray. Couldn't even start it off top target. He would have been done for. So nicely done, especially for a man who's normally picking up the op for this team, right? Good rifle control is critical.
I think you'll find the Maka likes to warp. Maybe
Am I
Python.
misremembering this on Python?
Yeah, I mean, Python might secondary. I can't really remember, to be honest, but unless something's changed, I think it'll be Maka on the big green.
Well, you know, it has been a minute. Yeah, you're right. He doesn't actually do a lot of hopping. It's all right. It's all right. You know, I just saw the hairdo and thought this guy's got to be an hopper. Apparently, I'm wrong. Python gonna get another chance to shine, though. They are coming his way. That's the first target found. Flashbangs are good, but Misuka is better. Okay, Python's been dropped a chance maybe to do something here, but it is a slim one. And now with reinforcements on, that chance is gone. Cabby is on the other side of the map. He's going to lurk through, maybe catches somebody off guard, but yeah, Hachi doesn't need to give him a fight, so he won't. And he'll let Cabby bring it to him.
Great start for Falcons. Another round from ECSTATIC where we're just loading up one of the sites early and trying to execute. So I do hope we see a little more poking prodding, because Falcons have just been able to play their own game. Sure, the last gun round went close, but in a macro sense, it's been pretty easy so far. So yeah, ECSTATIC gotta I think work mid especially soon.
That's a choice. Interesting. Brother completely exposed, just focused in on the side hallway. I don't know whether a teammate was supposed to be watching the left side, whether that utility was supposed to come out there, but some sort of disconnect on the team, and it leads to Brother being down before anything happens. Unfortunate.
Just a small one though, isn't it? Because they'll look back in the demo and say, well, if I'm peeking wide, why is one of you not jiggling the left side or something for me? And it's hard, Mike. You really don't pick up on that stuff until you make those mistakes, because it's just something you don't think about if you're the other player.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be the nature of this ECSTATIC team. So new, so fresh. There's going to be those kind of mistakes, that that coordination that needs to come in. It's not natural just yet, perhaps. Meanwhile, this Falcons team, yes, they've swapped 2 players out, but the core of this has been together for a while. There's a lot of familiarity here. There's a system in place. There's things to build upon. Definitely a major experience advantage over on the Falcons side. Now, this is coming into the A take. 2 players stuck into the side hall. Starting to make their way up the ramp, but provided Maka and NBK can hold on to the position, puts them in a strong spot for the post. And indeed, they will. Kraken's gotten around, but he brought the bomb. He brought the bomb. So now they won't get the plant. Maybe another kill comes through, but Manx at this point is between a rock and a hard place, and there is no real escape. Manx is trying to do some sort of damage. We'll find one more, but that's all she wrote.
Similar story. Falcons, it's been pretty flawless so far. So I have a couple nice frags from Quenix earlier. And no surprises, I think, to see a pause come in, because ECSTATIC, they're just not working the map hard enough at the moment. It's just too easy to play CT right now.
It's been pretty unimpressive, hasn't it, to this moment, especially considering it's their map pick. You'd expect some more ideas to perhaps be worked in already, some sort of ideas for what they want to do, and it just felt pretty straightforward, pretty transparent, and so far very flat.
The thing that actually makes me very nervous now is that I think ECSTATIC are going to go mid next round, but I think equally Falcons are going to expect an adaptation with the pause as well. So I'm calling it right now, Mike. ECSTATIC's going to go mid next gun round, and Falcons are going to be at least 2 there.
4 players going into forklift early on. Phoenix is maybe throwing a little bit of a fake here. Some noise is being made over into the ladder room, so at least they're trying to add some distraction. Kraken setting up to throw some util here. What is this? Is this a flash that Kraken throws?
I guess so. I mean, that's normally where you molly from for the top of yellow. So I guess the flash lands in a similar place.
Interesting. Blind the player peeking around if they are. Something to do for it. He just smoked, right? Is that his? No, he hasn't. Yeah, he threw smoke. How's a couple of flashbangs? If I'm not mistaken here, I could be misreading the util expenditure. Haji's got first blood, though. Let's see if they can get a bomb plant. That would be a great result, all things considered, out of this round. It's possible they need to get it down to dirt. They're going to be able to do so. Okay, so money secured at the very least. They've got a kill as well. That's all she wrote. Still, a bomb plant ain't nothing here, Alan, and Aman has something doing for him.
I guess that's nice. Fairly clean execute. Didn't have the weaponry to win it in the end, but it doesn't really change the narrative. Falcons also starting to really bank up some cash, so any opportunities of forcing an eco is starting to drift away. I'd like to see more pauses, I think, as we get deeper into this, because ECSTATIC's map pick, they've got to be at least expecting 5-6 rounds on this T side, and given how flat what we've seen so far is, even that seemed like a bit of a stretch.
Oh, an opening pick. An opening pick. Python's down. He tried to get aggressive around the danger panel. He did get checked for it, so maybe this changes ECSTATIC's approach. That's a really nice find. Maka wants to crunch in towards mid. Zero this out a little bit. He is going to find it. Vacant. So that's a lot of information gained. Makes it a little bit more secure for Misuta to play on towards B. But it seems like B might be the eventual approach. ECSTATIC aren't really committed any which way yet. It's a little tough to read the tea leaves here. A player's just gone up ladder, so maybe a little bit of noise made in towards mid. You do have Haji deep down in the A ramp. He's getting chased out, but it is the B play. Here it comes. They've read it nicely, too. Not sure what the tip-off's been. 1-for-1 goes Misuta. Maka, is he in position? Oh, he is. That shot's not on, but there it is. 2-1-2. Out into the open. A missed spray from NBK. Mechanics getting away from him. And that'll be the round for ECSTATIC. They managed to convert.
Good round. Good entry. That helped them a lot. I think it was a bit of a gamble, Mike. I mean, based off what I saw, Maka cleared mid, so you could lean an extra player one way or the other, but to go 3B that early was a bit of kind of crystal ball sort of antics.
Yeah, it was. I'm really curious to see if they can sustain it. That round, to me, at least felt like more of Falcons making some errors. Right, obviously you have the mechanical error of MBK losing the duel in towards mid. That was still in a 1v2. That could have been not it. But maybe a little bit of overextension, the aggression up by the danger panel getting checked. Then the second player in towards site, Maka only getting one with the AWP and immediately getting traded. Some spacing issues, perhaps. Some vulnerabilities.
I think also what happened was that mid player was so late and Maka was calling that there's nobody there. So that was a bit of blindsided. Breza himself looks blindsided in that duel. Further utility to take more control, and that looks silly, Mike. Why is Cabby swinging?
I don't know. Not quite sure. Definitely have been some head scratchers early on here from ECSTATIC, but they would really love to be able to build this round. Python has to be careful not to go down like this 2 rounds in a row. He's playing a much more conservative Molotov, doing good damage as they come through. Spam as well, and he's going to be able to get one. Good trade, the life of a B anchor there. And it'll be polished off. Nicely done from Falcons. Good recovery. Their money is still plenty healthy. It's not an issue. You just prevent the momentum from building for ECSTATIC. We should get an investment back in from the Danish side. I think. They've got 3 players above 5K,
I think they need
certainly.
to. I don't think they can take their foot off the gas here. Another pause comes out, presumably to discuss. Just such a buy. I mean, Breza could drop a Galil and take an AK for himself. To be brutally honest, I don't think there's been a lot of value from the AWP so far on the T side. So you're not really losing a great deal if you take that approach. But yeah, I mean, I think to put this match simply so far, Mike, is that
Sure.
Okay, there's been a lot of opening picks for Falcons, but I think every round their macro has been better. Every round they've stacked the right bomb site or had the right information. So I just feel like for them it's a very comfortable game where it's quite easy to make the right positioning decisions.
Does this team have a coach? I'm not seeing one.
You're talking ECSTATIC, yeah?
Yeah. No one's in the... Oh, no, there is someone in the service. Snippin. Snippin is in, who is apparently the COO of the organization.
So they did have Trace. That was, well, of course, the fully Danish lineup. And I can't remember if they had someone else after Trace.
I'm reading.
I guess not. It doesn't. It's not. Nobody's listed.
It. No. Yeah. Well, I mean, it is a bit of a rebuild, so maybe still figuring out the coaching slot as well. But it does feel like, at least based on some of the issues that we're seeing early on, this is a team that could perhaps do with a little bit more structure.
Yeah, I don't think Manx has called before either. At least certainly not in a team of that's trying to be, top 40, top 30, that sort of level. So a player transitioning to in-game leading, lack of a coach. It's still early doors, that's for sure, but big macro errors. It just sort of 1 + 1 = 2, I think, on that one.
Yeah. Definitely something to potentially look for. As this team develops, presence outside of the B steps. That nades timely. Not as bad as it could have been. Does seem like they're going to focus in towards B. Little boost up, little head boost. Oh, what do we got here? What do we got? There's the spot. I see a player. Misuta puts it down. Good response, good reaction. They have gotten up closer, but it's good damage from Python. And now they line up for Misuta. 1 spray, 2 players, his 3rd kills. Okay, all on the Kraken. 1 pick has been found on Python, and that is about it. See what Kraken can do here to work.
Indeed. I mean, I feel like a broken record, Mike, but another round where Falcons start 2-on-2, don't get pushed around, and they're just 3B by the time the exec comes. It's even with an early trade, even with, getting numbers up those stairs a little bit quicker, I just don't see how ECSTATIC could consistently win these rounds when they're just putting themselves in such an unfavorable position when they actually commit onto these sites.
All right, Kraken rounds. Not Kraken rounds.
Kraken down.
4K for
Kraken
Misuta.
down.
Kraken downed.
Have I heard Kraken before? It feels like some sort of monster from...
I think you're thinking of a Kraken.
No, I'm not thinking of a Kraken. That's a big squid. No, this is land-based, the Kraken. Land-based.
If you Google Kraken, the first thing that comes up is his Wikipedia. So I don't think there's
Sounds
a
like
monster
a
called
Skyrim
Kraken.
creature. That's all I'm going to say. A Kraken.
Played a lot of Skyrim. Not ringing a bell for me. I don't want to think about how many hours of my life that game has taken.
What race did you play as?
I mean, several. The character I put the most hours into was a Khajiit. But I've made a few at this point. Everyone winds up playing a sneak thief at some point. Bomb plant. Speaking of sneaking and thieving, they might just be able to steal this bomb plant away. And with it, now with 4 players up, the round is in doubt. There's a possibility here. MBK with 1. Even numbers now. MBK so low, it's falling apart. Python has to make the most moves here. He's good to open the game. He needs to be good to close this round. Nice shot from MBK, just down to the 1. Kraken, whether he's a monster or not, he could still make this work. There's going to be the shots. It's down to MBK. 1 bullet will do him in. He knows this. He's just going to try and stick the bomb, and assume he doesn't get checked. Assume the bullets are off, but no, Kraken will bring it through. This is the round that ECSTATIC steal away. We're talking about Skyrim. We're talking about gaming. We're talking about fantasy races, and meanwhile, ECSTATIC are claiming a round.
First mistakes, though, for Falcons. They shouldn't be trying to force out a retake. That they had all the nades in the world, and almost none of them were used. They tried to commit through. I think Maka flashing through that smoke was way too much. Just bide your time. You've got so much utility. The A site is honestly an easy retake. If you smoke, where Maka just ran past by the crane, molly on sandbags, more nades towards Ivy, and there's nothing T's can do. Cabby, though, we haven't seen this yet. Early aggression matched by MBK. So 1 for 1. Ramp in the hands of the T's, but mid equally in the hands of the CTs.
An attempt to work a ramp here. They're continuing forward. There's not a lot of utility use to think for Falcons. There's a bit left from MBK. That Molotov, I guess, slows them. It's not really super effective. And now they've drained what little they have. MBK's got to be careful not to get caught, and he does exactly that. Pudgy time. Pudgy one, but only one. Yeah, no way you're getting out of that position, and now there's a really tough spot. For the Falcons, there's a consideration towards saving. Nice Molotov. Misuta takes advantage of it. But they don't have kits. There might be one down, but it's not easily visible. Oh, and that smoke may have been intentional. He's going to play it like it was, but I don't think that's what he wanted out of it. Either way, one kill found from Misuta. Knows where the next is. Knows he has to hunt it. Queenix dancing with death here. Misuta closes in. Time enough for the defuse. Well done from Misuta.
Another clutch. Another clutch. Where Falcons get bailed out in the end. I think that was the best round so far from ECSTATIC. Early frag was good. Does get traded in mid, but it was the first round, Mike, where Falcons had to make some hard decisions because they didn't have the information. They had to stay spread out. They left gaps open, and ECSTATIC actually managed to exploit that this time around. So, it hurts for them not to win it, but it is a little easier on the eyes. Problem is, the scoreline doesn't look any easier on the eyes, and if it's their map pick, this is already absolute damage limitation. Double order dropped. Cabby showing up in a big way. One of those players that I'm assuming is not on a lot of people's radar until the last few months. But he's definitely bounced on a lot of those, let's say, tier 2 to 3 string of Danish teams. So he's played a lot of ESL Advanced, that sort of level, top end that, maybe a low end Premier before we had the Challenger League branding here. Nice round from him. So as you're mentioning, money's in the bin. Chance here to get 5 or more.
Presumably the Falcons go all in on this round at least, right?
I mean, they have to. I mean, what buy are we getting in the next?
Nothing. Nothing good. All right, so here we go. Spread the wealth a little bit. Some SMGs out. I mean, this round is doable with the MP9s. There's a lot of things you can do with it on Vertigo to mitigate the SMG. But this is the hurdle for ECSTATIC to overcome. If they get this, 5 rounds is all but guaranteed. All right, that would be huge. Nades in, somehow completely dodged at this point. Abby's up forward. He's got the lineup, but only one. But look at the damage on the second as well, Alan. That's chunky. That's chonky. Maka's lost. But they're still trying to press this. They want to push back in, and ECSTATIC's left.
Look at this. Immediate decision to go 4B. What they have to do now is actually commit through the smoke. They can't waste time.
Python's got 1 HE that could be so chunky if he times it right. But I think he's waited too long. They're going to be close up in his face. He can't wait to pull that pin. He's going to have to go. Oh, he wants to get up. This is interesting. He's got teammates with him now. They have rotated, and he's going to be able to take the first, the second as well. Python shutting this down. Can't find the third, but his teammates are there. Oh, it's all gone to it. It's all gone to pot. Catastrophe station here. That's going to be the recovery for Falcons. Not only that, they keep 3 alive. So that's 3 guns salvaged out. And ECSTATIC had the chance to really grab hold of the end of this half, and it has been denied.
As key rounds go, that was a pretty big one, and I think it's static. I'm sure they'll review the demos, and I think they'll agree with me, Mike, that going through that smoke was the call. You've shown so much A pressure. Surely Falcons were leading that way, and every second you give up is another second to get information to kind of smell the stack on that B side of the map. And yeah, a little bit of indecisiveness cost them in a big way, because as soon as those rotates were there, B bomb site is so hard to crack.
Marvel could be in a tough spot. Got a volley in, that would be nice. Instead, Cabby gets a kill. They knew he was there. They knew he had the spot. And NBK. Kill regardless. Pacing timing is good here. Static not trying to let them off the hook. And, well, maybe chasing just a touch too much. Still, I don't mind it. I don't mind this aggression. Keep them pressured on the A ramp. Now they're rotating off. This positioning for Kraken. He's all the way through mid. This hasn't happened yet. And he's going to have the kill on the B player for free. Python out. They know that's the position isolated. They're going to be rocking straight into the site. Maka, too many targets. Misuta just through the smoke, delivers himself on a silver platter. And there we go. 4 rounds for ECSTATIC. If they get 5 here, Alan, we could have a real game on our hands.
That was nice. That was... that could have been their best round. That was nice. That was much improved. Taking space, pushing those CTs around. Maybe Cabby shouldn't have been allowed to get that kill on SMBK, but that's a different discussion for a different day. At the end, though, Kraken reading the game, taking the space, and yeah, actually pushing Falcons around the map and not making it comfortable. Run boost comes out. He's going to slow him down, but he's going to commit for it. Oh no, oh no, Python, no idea. Taken down, B-bomb site is open for the taking.
That's not ideal. Bomb's going to need to rotate for a long while, but no one is in position to even think about flanking it, so it doesn't really matter. Now they're chasing. A little bit too late from the Falcons in their response. Last round, so they will certainly go for it. Just don't know that I fancy their chances. They're all going to be coming by the steps, and Queenix will be ready to receive them. He's laid out the platter. He's got MBK's sticker on, if I'm not mistaken there. That's kind of nice. The souvenir. There we go. 1, 2. Looking for the third. And he's got it as well to send us to the break. Well, the half has switched. The shoe is on the other foot, and ECSTATIC have done just enough to give themselves a real chance here on their map pick. It was looking dire for a while, but right at the end, they make it so that we're actually going to be able to see what they got here on Vert. What they got right away is a fast play towards B, and this time it also doesn't work out very well for them.
Watch MBK. A lot of space in mid. If he can find a frag, this round becomes a lot easier, and there it is. Now the CTs are so spread out.
They've already got a ramp control as well, but they don't have to commit to it. Maka is close. There's two remaining CTs, and they don't know where to go. Boxing at shadows here. Pick your poison if you're Falcons. And the poison is B. And the poison is a dead Manx. Well, this should be just about over. A dream, a chance, a hope. But a hope quickly snuffed. Nicely played from Falcons from the get-go. They had that pistol round on lockstep.
Yeah, even with the buy from Falcons, 5 armor, that's a bit of a statement of where they think they're at individually in this matchup. And yeah, they just won all the duels pretty easy from there. Easy cleanup in the end. See what ECSTATIC choose to go for at the moment. Heavy eco, so they're already looking towards the next and thinking we can't let many more rounds slip by before we get on the guns, because if we force up here and lose that, Falcons already up to 13. That could be too much to overcome.
We'll have to see. Haji might be in for a world of pain right here. They're coming his way, but it's time to feast for Haji. One spray down, 4 bodies. Not quite going to get the ace, but he will be the only casualty in the round, and it'll just be an SMG loss. Nice play from Haji not to get too close in towards that side hallway. That's a comfortable round for the Falcons.
He did well to hear the flash as well. That's why he turned. And didn't exactly see where it was thrown from, but sometimes it can be pretty hard because you can throw those from pretty far back, those flashes to swing yellow. So well played from Haji. Rifles are out. And needless to say, ECSTATIC feels like a must-win round. They have to get the CT side off to a good start.
Grenade does nothing. It splits the difference between the players out towards the ramp. Always unfortunate when that happens. Someone got a Molotov for the cement. And if so, time for pain. Oh no. Manx, you have a smoke? Manx? He does. He's gonna be okay. But this engagement out towards the ramp, that seems to be what Falcons are committed into. No kills just yet. There it goes. That changes. Gotta be traded, but Manx gets his. It's quite low, but so is Haji. A little back and forth here on this action, and while Manx can't escape, he's such a nuisance here. They have to contend with him. Finally found the kill. Even numbers. Now with that, the Falcons could withdraw, but Browser wants to chase this. Browser wants to take this fight, bring it to them, and he's going to succeed in exactly that, too! On his way, Kraken fighting with him. That's all down to Haji, who's so low, was just playing to watch for the flank, but at this point, he's got it all to do. Would need the ace in this one. That's looking like a slim possibility indeed. 40 seconds here. Even a bomb plant's not looking likely, though they, I believe, will give him the opportunity to pick up the C4. Problem is, at this point on the clock, he's got to take it forward, and it's not exactly well recommended.
I think he's already thinking about the save. Mike, his teammates, for the most part can buy in the next, so yeah, he's backing his way off. Round for ECSTATIC, and It was a nice little call to come and fight together, because if they just waited, Mike, there'd be remollies onto sandbags. He would have been dead. So they made the call. We've got to fight this or we're just going to die. And yeah, they decent trades. I still think Falcons made a mistake not to retreat back into the ramp, but you know, it's ECSTATIC being proactive that forces those errors.
Yeah.
Which is what we didn't see on the first half. Very big contrast.
Not a lot of it for sure. Falcons, this is a big round. This is the put the game away, or suddenly we've got a match on our hands type of situation. Swing round, folks. That's what we call them. Which way will the pendulum swing? Cabby's risky on it. Risky with it. Haji is spotted the gun barrel. He knows he's there, but he's going to catch a nade himself, and Haji just gets away. So not a whole lot realized out of that position. Minimal damage even on the Cabby. At this point, the ramp fight has not exactly gone to plan. Instead, they'll come up the steps. And Queenix hasn't spotted anything just yet. You might call this a little clear. He's got an audio cue, anything. He's got Kragan with him. It's not a bad setup. Third player even close at hand as they're playing very passive on towards mid. Here comes the exact. Here comes the hit. Here comes the players. They need the kills, though. And Queenix, oh, he spotted some, but he can't get it home. That would have been a huge pick to find as it is. Kragan steps to the plate. He's got a teammate to throw flashes for him. That's nicely done. And now the support is there. They're starting to lock this out, and they're locking it down. Brazer picking up 2 big kills. And just Haji and Maka. Both in this spot. No other positions to rotate off of. No information. They're just going to try and force this issue. Maka spotted 1, but with that, his position is revealed, and this is such a tough fight to take now with no utility. They just got to shoot their way out, and meanwhile, there's still smokes up to provide cover for ECSTATIC. This could just be a hopeless situation. They're hemmed in. They're backed up, and with 15 seconds on the clock, it doesn't even look like they really want to go for this fight. They're going to save? They're going to save here, Alan. This, that's precarious.
I didn't like this round from Falcons. Even when they were executing their mic, the bomb was still in the maze area, in the Z part, and they set up players towards A. That was their last set of utility as well, and it just is, you know, starting to fall apart a little bit. Where's the plan here? What's actually going to earn us a round win? So that's concerning. And with these saves, Mike, it throws the economy out of balance. They're going to have to force up again, so even longer until we get a full buy with full nades. So this game is a lot closer than it was, you know, 2 minutes ago.
Pressure on the cement. Don't know if they're going to be able to get away from this one. Support might be here, though, from the site. They're chasing the kill, and without the Molotov, without the utility, it's very tough to get someone out of that position. There's still one side hallway as well. There's still a lot of bodies here for ECSTATIC. Well reinforced, but now they just need to execute, and they're doing a good job of it early on. Pressure here, and they just all line up. Disjointed there from Falcons. They never quite had that explode moment on towards the site that you're hoping for, and ECSTATIC just come back in and sweep them off the ramp.
Caught in 2 minds. They had all 5 on A, so I guess turning around wasn't an option, but as you're mentioning, maybe they should have gone explosive faster on flashes and trying to brute force the site, because you're just allowing time for ECSTATIC to adjust, and telegraphed is an understatement when you're showing that much pressure. So Falcons, this is putting a troublesome T-side. Even with the entry there, falling a little flat. With every round ECSTATIC gets more comfortable, perhaps we'll see just why this was the favoured home turf.
I think we're also seeing the evidence for why this is fallen out of favor with the Falcons. Unimpressive T rounds. Really, they stall. They stall really hard in a lot of these takes. And I mean, stalling on Vert is often a death sentence. First pick found, second as well. Cabby takes 2. Yes, he's down for the count, but unless Python has a wild play here in towards mid. Yeah, got the first. Okay, suddenly things are interesting. What has happened? It's 2-2. And Python has a spot. Has a really cheeky spot. The question is, who thinks what's where? If Haji goes up the ladder. Haji's gone up the ladder. They switched positions. There's no one on B. Python's been stuck in his position, but he hasn't seen anything. If he just peers out on towards that site, they've got a bomb plant there.
An aspect that makes this really hard, Mike, is I bet they don't know the positions for ECSTATIC because they just haven't played enough. So they don't know where these players are likely to be right now.
And look at the clear coming back in from Manx. Timing going to be everything here. Is the bomb around the corner? It is. It is. Haji's just got to go. He's coming back into the fight, but that'll be his death. No bomb plant there. A huge opportunity for Falcons in the round, but they just couldn't figure out where to actually take it.
Good attempt, though. It was just the pistols. I think it was Deagle, no armor as well, so... They made a different decision to hit B instead. They had a real chance of converting that, so... No cigar, but the good news is a lot of economic damage. They're keeping that in check. And it just feels like if we can get one round on this T side, especially if they keep numbers alive, they're going to stabilize surely here.
Nisuta taking a poke in towards the B steps. Opening picks have been hard to come by here for the Falcons. Would love one. You know, it just occurred to me. This is, since this is Zippel's CS team, I assume they are just dripped out in the skins.
Could well be. Although I think one of the ECSTATIC players, there it is free box Emin or hollows from Katowice 14. So, you know, you could buy a few cars for that M4, I bet.
Yeah, that's a drip. There's the kill for Python. Health's not good here for the Falcons, and Kraken. Oh, if he'd gotten away with that, they would have been straight highway robbery. Still, as it is, it's advantage through to ECSTATIC, and they're coming up the B steps. But look at the positioning; it's well read. 30 seconds. They're just too slow on these executes. It's allowing the rotations. Vertigo's all about those fast CT rotates, and Falcons just don't seem to have a feel for the pace. Maka alone. Maka, one. Oh, taking a lot of spam damage through there. Trying to take advantage of that. Razor, there it is. A 1v1. Maka on the swing, but a USP puts him down in the dirt.
I think Queenix had actually used all his ammo spamming. That was... Yeah. Poor, that was really close in the end. Really very close. But no bomb plant. This is getting a problem. The lack of bomb plants is hurting them so much for repeat investments. I think they've had 2 full buy rounds in this entire terrorist campaign so far. So that's been a little bit concerning. Maybe a pause to discuss the last few rounds, because Falcons have found no advantages. Nothing's really working. I guess they're getting a lot of space on a ramp, but that next stage has consistently seen them lose numbers. They try to actually, you know, get sandbag, get to a point where they can execute. They just can't get beyond that position in even, you know, an even scenario.
Am I crazy if I just want to see them full 5 rush something in a round like this?
Hard on Vertigo, because the B player is probably going to molly at the start. She could go through, and A ramp they can easily come. So
here they go, pressure on Queenix, and they take him down. He's full flash. They passed him. They passed him. There's the kill. There's 2. Boom. Explode play on. Not quite a full rush, but about as close to it as you can get. And the bomb's now down in a 5v3. And they just had pistols. Just a bit of utility and pistols to make this happen. Rifle's been claimed. It's the save call from ECSTATIC. They're out of this. There you go, Falcons. That's how you crack onto the board.
That was nice, buddy. You can see ECSTATIC 100% blindsided. Player in the open, not thinking an execute could be any time in the near future. And the rotator as well couldn't do a lot to adjust. So, yeah, completely Completely blindsided, no idea. And a good set play from Falcons. The nades looked on point, and clearly those flashes were doing a lot of heavy lifting.
Well, it just goes to show you clearly I should be an AGL. That's what I'm taking away from this.
They need a coach, you know, this ecstatic team.
Well, I guess I called for Falcons, but yeah, I'll make my application for the ecstatic
that's
coaching.
how good you are. You can say, I beat you.
Yeah, I can fix them. I can fix them. I can make this work. They're doing a good job of fixing themselves on the CT side, I will say that. Really good job of it. Smokes in heavy util. Faster play. Gonna go through. Seems like Falcons may have found a pace that they like. Oh, Manx. Manx is done. The nades have sent him flying. It's another two-man advantage on the opener for Falcons. The pacier play working out much better for them. And now they withdraw because look at Misuta. He's gotten all the way up the steps.
He's called his teammates over. He's saying, I can't see anything B. Let's keep this simple. 4 soon to be on attendance, and ecstatic have done all they can do. 2-man down. 3 stacking A. Can't blame them, but it's the wrong choice, and this is just a dry one from Falcons. Nobody here. Going to be a clean one, and already the only question is, Mike, how up are they for the hunt?
That's a good question, because the bank is broken for ecstatic, right? Every kill they take out here, every gun they take out of the hands of the Danes is going to be a really tough pill to swallow. A bitter loss. MBK's waiting. Doesn't seem like they're super eager on it. It's not a ton of T-side economy, but they're really not going for any hunt. That's surprising to me. Very conservative call from Falcons.
Maybe hunting was banned in France, so does the UK.
Not on the royal grounds. Every deer is the property of Her Majesty the Queen.
And the swans, and the swans.
And the swans. Every swan in the country is the Queen's.
Yep.
What if I want to have swan burgers?
Then you'll be in the Tower of London.
Roast swans. She's got enough of them. She can spare a few, old Liz.
Maybe, but I wouldn't try your luck there.
No?
No.
Just go wading out in the Hyde Park pond. Try and catch a swan.
It make for good content. You should do it.
If we ever do a London event, we can film a content piece there. Hey, all right, there we go. So Falcons slow things down, and instead Vertigo's looking. Got it. Kraken taking up the spot in mid. The boost up. I like this boost up. Oh, they fall off of it. What could have been? They'll never know. But I think Kraken may have even heard that. So now he's going to have the chance as they try and go for the reboost. And there's the punish. This one, not looking so good for the Falcons. Not so much. It's great positioning here, even if they come into the A ramp. Yeah, there's the D. Or not the D, rather the op. The big D. The not pocket op. And Cabby polishes it off. So this round, there's nothing doing whatsoever, and that's a critical time for ecstatic, right? We've seen these saves. They've been keeping that economy going. They've been keeping it, stringing it along. This is their chance to get healthy.
Guess Falcons, by virtue of not throwing any numbers at the saves the last time, do have a lot of cash in the bank, so no need to panic. But the reason I think about panicking is on the gun rounds been very flat. I can't remember them winning an opening duel. They had one on A from the nade.
Well, the last 2 rounds,
NBK
right?
got one, didn't he?
Well, the last 2 rounds they've done it with the quicker pace, right? But it's been a while.
That was the Force.
Well, the Force and then the following rifle round.
Yeah, that was NBK's entry up yellow.
Yeah.
But in terms of the bigger picture, they're definitely not winning out.
No, it hasn't been great. So go back to the pace. Pacey plays. Come on. I want speed. I have a need for speed here, Alan. They're not giving it to me.
They're just burnt out, bro.
It's just after the player break. You can't be burnt out.
Maybe they're undercover in a different role.
There you go. I understand the references that you're making. Took me a minute. IG trying to get up the side hall here. Might be able to bring pressure on to Cabby, but Cabby is a pretty tough customer here on the A ramp, and that's it's not gonna work. So the faster play was just Haji, and it is just dead. So once again, the Falcons' woes in these opening kills continue. And it seems like they're going to try the slow work of the A ramp. A classic, but a classic that's not worked out very well. So far this half. Missed tags.
They would never expect Manx. Oh, what?
Okay, Python. Okay, Python said, all right, enough of this slow business. I want into the site. But he's been killed. The head has been shot off of the snake. There's still 50 seconds to work, but look at this flank from Queenix. They can't back out. MBK's looking at it. He knows it's a possibility. Who's going to catch who? Oh, MBK's coming through. He has no idea. The work in. What a backstab from Queenix. Perfectly timed. A second later, and it might have been rough, but he gets it going.
Python, though.
He tried, man.
I might have to pull up the demo mic because that, even on a different perspective, looked unbelievable. The speed he went from killing the first to the second. I didn't even notice the second had died until he's swinging up the ramp. This guy can play the counter strikes. That is for sure.
He's got one man. Trades it. It's working out okay, but now it's down to a 3v1. Suddenly all the dominoes have fallen, and the Falcons. This would be huge. This would be map point. Where's the economy at? This gun kind of does need to be saved, doesn't it? Really tough situation for Queenix. Stalling out on the bomb plant. If Python wanders into his crosshair, suddenly there's a way back in, but Queenix is wary of the flank. He says, why are they slowing things down now? Why are they stalling out here? Just because someone's working their way through mid? Because that would be the expectation. But no, they're just waiting to see if he'd come forward, and he will. A little bit later. Straight to his death. Python puts one right between the eyes. It's a team ace for Falcons. That's nice to see. And map point is secured.
Quick round. You're on the money. He's the entries, and you could see the discipline at the end there. Not to push up. Player could have been Tetris, could have been Heaven. Towards that side of the map. So they wait, they play together. Cover off all the angles, and that's the Falcons we hadn't seen for a lot of rounds. So that was nice. Buy comes in, still 3 M4s, plenty of utility. Mankster drops into the 5-7. So the buy is okay, and it's not a long road to overtime.
Starts with Cabby here. Like the tiniest bit of tag damage, but at this point they've gotten very tired of Cabby playing these spots. Just gonna push him back behind the girder. Been a nuisance here, he has. Quite an effective nuisance at that. Falcons pumping the brakes, though. There's not a lot of CT utility. They've gotten rid of most of it, to be fair. Oh, and there's that pick. That's what they were hoping for. They just wanted to kill Cabby for so very long. Now they've got it. Now they've got a man advantage. What can they do with it? How can they make this work? Seems like it is just going to be the A play. That's where they want to finish. Bodies are here for ECSTATIC. The reinforcements have come. Yes, the equipment is limited. But there's the next piece to fall off the board. Kraken coming back in for the spot. Is there utility to get him out of the cement position? Kraken and Brother might just be enough to hang on here. Certainly to bring it back to 3-on-3. Falcons are stuck in this. But something has confused ECSTATIC. They full rotated off. I don't know what they've seen, but they're bailing.
It had to be a miscom, Mike. Surely someone's called. They heard them on the bridge. This is.
Oh no.
This is catastrophic.
Full rotate off. Now they're realizing their error. Brother's starting to come back, but it's gonna be way too late. That bomb plant's been given over for free. They had Falcons right where they wanted them. There was no time left. There was no time left. That nade nearly catches Haji. But now it's going to be a brutal brutal retake here. They do have a kid at least on Queenix. They still got to be swift with it. Haji collected through smoke. That's a big help. They get rid of the ramp player. It's all into Python now. Python, no! Cannot hang on! Despite the mistake, despite the rotation, ECSTATIC make it happen here. They'll stay in this. They'll keep fighting here.
Wow, that was very close to that mistake, punishing them. The spam through the smoke onto Haji. A little fortunate. I dare say they lose that retake without it. Bomb planted, though. Ensures the reinvestment, so ECSTATIC not out of the woods. But we're going the distance here. Round 29. Only one away from the maximum. About a bomb plant, Mike. The buy in the next isn't brilliant for Falcons, so win this gun round cleanly. Overtime is coming.
Things in the air. Actually making some noise on towards ramp. Ramp has definitely been a mixed bag here. But it's softer presence for ECSTATIC in this round. We've seen a lot of 3 on ramp plays. This time it's Queenix who's the first casual. What a snappy response. What a shot from Kragan. Flashbang over, trying to create some space. They're coming up, they're bringing the pressure. They want to get rid of this player by the girder. But they can't unsee him from his spot. Instead, Kragan continues to strike. They've lost bodies elsewhere. So Falcons are going to leave. Falcons are going to leave. They've gained a lot more space here towards ramp. If Mock can find this kill, this would be huge. And indeed it is. This bomb's going down with an advantage. Kragan, he can only do so much. He held them off of B, but he needs to claim the other side as well. And Mock is holding for his play back in. He's a dead man. It's all over. It's on to Prezzer now. A 1v3, and he will get no further. That's going to be Falcons snatching away their opponent's map pick. What a battle back from ECSTATIC to send us to the break.
Ooh.